So we just got the announcement for Visions of Eternity, the 6th expansion for Guild Wars 2, and we got a little bit of insight of what is to come, as with most expansions. Right now is the perfect time to prepare so that you can hit the ground running once the new expansion drops. Now, of course, this is simply what I will be doing to prepare, but it is 100% not necessary for every player, as you can simply just log in and enjoy all the features of the expansion at that moment. So please just take this with a grain of salt. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Guild Wars 2 content. I'm also a newly appointed ArenaNet partner. You can use the link in the pinned comment below to pre-purchase Visions of Eternity or any of the expansions. This unfortunately does not lower the cost of your purchase, but it does provide me a small kickback that helps support the channel. So thank you in advance. Anyway, let's get into it. So obviously one of the most important ways that I'm preparing for Visions of Eternity is by gathering the excess hero points for the new elite specializations. Historically, to unlock a new elite specialization, you will need a total of 250 hero points, which honestly, if you don't have any other expansions outside the base game, you will still have 200 hero points available, albeit it's a bit of a slog to get each one, as you only get 1 hero point per node. Each of the main expansions, Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and End of Dragons, will grant you a total of 10 hero points per node that you complete. However, I do warn you that Heart of Thorns hero points are fairly difficult to do solo. Heart of Thorns has a total of 400 hero points available, Path of Fire has 290, and End of Dragons has 310. Having these ready once the expansion drops will allow me to basically unlock all the new elite specs near instantly for all of my characters, although I will still most likely do the hero points in the new zones just because it could be fun. One simple way you can unlock these actually is by using the testimonies of Jade heroics. These can be farmed honestly just by completing World v World. They are located inside the skirmish chests, which offer them as a reward. Simply trade these in at any major World v World vendor to unlock the hero points without really having to do any extra work. Testimonies can also be earned by completing max level events, mainly expansion events, and I've included a link to the wiki for all the possible ways to earn testimonies of Jade heroics in the description below. Make sure you have your hero points ready to go so that you get to try out the new elite specs day one. Okay, so we have been able to confirm that the skimmer is going to be the primary mount focus of the new expansion. It's very much how we had the sky scale for Secrets of the Obscure and the Warclaw for Janthier Wilds. And with the skimmer being confirmed, we can also understand that there's going to be a whole new slew of masteries associated with it. One thing that I have planned on doing for a while, and I've just never made the time for, and honestly now is as good a time as any, is earning the underwater skimmer mastery that allows you to mount said skimmer underwater and travel a bit faster. Now this one can't be just simply earned through your mastery. You have to complete the Path of Fire story, unlocked all the other previous masteries before it, and then complete a collection called Finding Sabatha. This has you running all over Tyria, gathering steps for this achievement, and once you complete, then you can begin training your skimmer for the mastery. I am unsure how much underwater diving, delving the new expansion will actually have. However, I'd rather be prepared, especially in what appears to be a water island themed expansion. Definitely not necessary, and again, it's been on my bucket list to do, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Obviously, at any point in your Guild Wars 2 career, having gold is one of the true end games of this game, and going into an expansion, this is no exception. What will we be spending gold on? I'm not really sure, actually, but in my experience, having more tends to be better. Also, this is probably more motivation for me to get off my lazy butt and make some damn money. Currently, one of the ways that I am working on this is by using the legendary starter kits that we've gotten from the Wizard's Vault and finishing them up. Currently working on map completion. And since I'll be getting 2 Gift of the Explorers, I'll turn around and sell one of the legendary weapons that I've already created. It will get me a pretty good chunk of change, so I'll have something to spend when I go into the new expansion. Because the new expansion is going to feature some new legendaries, and on that topic, I think it is going to be a very big point that I'm going to be farming some materials for said legendaries. Now, we don't know exactly what all the materials that will be required are, but we can safely assume that Mystic Clovers, Gifts of Condensed Might and Gifts of Condensed Magic, Globs of Ectoplasm, and possibly a Gift of the Mist, which require you to do some PvP and some World v World, are going to be required. Now, those are some of the items I am looking to farm up in preparation because I plan on getting at least one of the new legendary weapons, but I label this also with a warning that they may not have the legendaries ready to go right at launch, and this may be something we won't see until the first major update of Visions of Eternity if we are to follow the track record of Janthier Wilds. All in all, it's not a terrible thing to have prepared and ready to go once they are able to be collected, but something that I'm working on the side. Now, something small, and this is kind of like a preparation, and there's really not too much that I need to do with it, but just making sure that it's all in one place, but gathering all of my experience boosters and getting ready to grind out the masteries for the new expansion. Because honestly, I have a mess of alts. I have accumulated a bunch of birthday boosters, and once this expansion launches, I'm going to have them rolling basically non-stop to unlock all the new masteries as quickly as possible. Now, I also will be stacking this with other things like a food buff, my homestead well-rested buff, as well as a spare experience booster that I may have in the meantime. And of course, also pairing that with the constant buff uptime of my guild experience booster, which you can get by being a part of any higher level guild. That's all going to be a huge boon. Having as much experience boosters as I can, just doing the basic things there and getting these done right from the get-go it's something that I've always tried to do, but I'm always behind the 8 ball. So I'm prioritizing now because I don't want to end up lagging behind and completing my masteries months down the line. I feel like I just need to do better with this. So you know as well as I do, clearing your inventory and having it clean is honestly one of the most difficult damn things to do in this game. And it's, I quite literally have just too much stuff. So my goal is to really trim down the inventory I have to get ready for the new currencies and the new items that will be on the maps. Historically, there's always been new currencies and they go into their own individual folder and resources, I should say, but the flood of new items as they come in, personally, I just want to be able to pay attention to them a heck of a lot better than having to dig through my messy bags. This is also just me cleaning up my alt bag space as well as our shared bank. I just have a lot of things that I've held on for too damn long and there's no good reason. So seriously, I may just be a hoarder, I may be a scrit in real life. Having a clean inventory, that's always been a thing that I need to do, and now's as good a time as any. One of the last big things that I need to do is to catch up on the story and finish some of the other things around Janthier Wilds that I haven't gotten around to finishing. This being some of the masteries in the zone, specifically the homestead masteries, as we have been confirmed that we are getting a new homestead on the new island that we're heading to, Castora, I believe is what it's called. And I believe having the Janthier Wilds homesteads max would be a pretty good thing to have. Also, any excess achievements, you know, possibly even completing Kobjarn the legendary spear. Now, the spear technically is being extracurricular, but because the spear usage is available across all of the classes, it would probably not be a bad thing to have a universal legendary weapon that everyone can use. Now, I'm sure Visions of Eternity's story will have some type of prologue to cover all the other things that have happened before this expansion, but it'd also be good to officially close the book on the Janthier Wilds chapter. Now, as stated, these are all just simple things that I plan on doing in preparation for Visions of Eternity. And as stated before, they are not necessary, 100% not necessary to complete before getting into the new expansion. So if you just like to go in with no prep, you'll be perfectly fine. What other things are you working on in preparation for the expansion? What goals are you working towards? Tell me in the comment section down below. If you are new to Guild Wars 2 and are unsure of what class you want to play, check this video out here, where I cover each of the classes that I think are best for new players. As always, stay caffeinated, folks.